Hello guys, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Chiduzie Kingsley. I want to specially welcome you to this channel. If this is the first time of joining us, here in this particular channel, I talk about the ways and means of traveling abroad, right? Especially if you want to travel through what I call the most effective and legal way of traveling abroad, and which is either you travel through job route or you want to travel through the academic route. These two routes are what I see as the most effective and the most legal way of migrating abroad. So I share information and tutor people on how to go about all these things. Share the most secret that you may not even be aware that it is the only thing that keeps you away from achieving your dreams. The only thing that makes it look impossible that you cannot be able to achieve that particular dream of yours is just one thing. Most of the times it's just lack of information, and this information, when we don't have it, we tend to act in ignorance. But if you can be able to get the information and work on it, act on it, I see no reason why it's impossible for you to achieve that dream. So if this is what you want to hear, if this is the kind of thing that you've been looking out for, I will urge you to subscribe to our channel. Stick to us and be part of our family, because I'm building a family of those who are ready to take action, who are ready to listen, who are ready to also make their own research and take action towards what they actually wanted, right? Today is going to be very exciting, right? The reason why it's going to be very exciting is just because this video I want to do is what I have gotten a request on. Right, people have really requested for this. I don't want to do it because out there are so many people who must have done video on this, but I just wanted to do it because out of those videos other people did, there are a lot of things they are not telling you. There are a lot of things they are not, I don't know if they are aware of, but it's not stated on those videos. And this video will give you a clarity of how to go about these things. This video is going to give you a clarity of what you need to do, how you need to do it, and exactly what is needed, right? And if you can follow the processes, if you can follow the procedures I'll be listing out here, I see no reason why you won't get to what you won't actually get what you actually needed. Right, so today I'll be doing a video on how to create a juicy and standard CV for jobs in Finland, Switzerland, Norway, Sweden, Portugal, and the entire Europe, right? We call it European standard CV, right? This CVs that most European countries use, right? They are expecting you to use when making application to some of the job posts that they have made. And most of us don't even know this. When you are making application for job, it's not only enough for you to just see a job post and then you submit your application. There are things you should put into consideration. Number one, what kind of application is expected of me? When making the application, what are the things this company are, what are their requirements, what are those things they need, and what form of format, CV format are this country or this company using, or are they expecting? So if this is what you want to hear today, I'm going to be telling you exactly what you need to do, how you need to do it, the processes and the secret behind it. And I believe that by the end of this video, you'll be able to get the required knowledge you need. So why making that your application? Why making that your job application in order for you to land that your dream job, right? There are things you must take into consideration, and most important part of job application is your CV, right? That CV is very, very important, and people may not really know the power CV bears, right? CV is the most powerful tool you can ever think of whenever you're making application, and people don't know it. People treat it anyhow, and that is why they keep getting rejection upon rejection. If you're rejected after being interviewed, you know that probably your CV is good. But when you keep making application on daily basis and you're not getting responses, right, then know that something is actually wrong with your CV. When you keep getting rejection, unfortunately, and none of them is scheduling interview, or maybe you make 20 or 50 applications, and out of that 50 application you're only getting 1, 2 or 3 responses, my dear, something is wrong with that particular CV. And if you can stick to the end of this video, you will definitely find out that which is wrong with your CV and try to make corrections. Now, I will define CV for you. My definition is not going to be academical. My definition of this CV is just going to be what you need. Now, this is what I see as CV and what CV is meant to be in my own view. CV is that particular document that defines you before, that brings you before the employer. It is a typical representation of you before whosoever you are expecting to employ you. Remember, when you're making job application, nobody sees you. The person don't know you. The person don't see you. He doesn't even know what you look like, apart from some of the CV pattern or formats that have our pictures in it. There are some countries that don't even like pictures being on the CV, but there are some that also request that your picture be there, right? So CV is that particular document that try to present you in your absence to those who are likely or who you seek to be employed in their firm. Now, you are not there. They don't know you. They've not seen you before. They don't even know what you're made of. They don't know what you're capable of. Your CV is going to define you to them. Your CV is going to present you to them. Your CV is going to give them an idea of the person they are trying to employ. And when you mess up with this particular document, it simply means that your chances of getting that job is totally messed up. And that is why I see CV as the most important tool when you're looking for a job, because it is the first contact the employer have with you. If your CV is not good enough, what will happen is that they will squeeze your CV and throw it to the trash, and you won't get any response. But when your CV is attractive enough, what the employer will do, okay, this person looks interesting. I think he has what we need. His professional summary defines him very well. The qualification there is also what we're looking for. And his skills and personality, I think, is well presented. Let's just look at it. They will bring out that particular CV and look at it for the second time. Remember, they are looking at it at the second time. That second time, they may want to find something that is more. They may be interested and want to find out more about you. They may likely check you out on any of your social media. For instance, your LinkedIn account, for instance, Facebook, or maybe any of the profiles you've created online for job seeking, right? That is why they get to, find out more about you. And some of the mistakes we make is that most people have thousands of LinkedIn accounts, and they may go to check in your LinkedIn account, and then they will see another representation of you different from what you have written in your CV, and you miss the golden opportunity. So I encourage us to do that. This video is going to be divided into 4 parts, right? Now, the first part, I've already done it, which is the introduction and what CV is all about. The second part will be what I tag as the components or contents, what your CV should contain, the contents of your CV, what should make up that CV to give it that power, that particular substance it requires to become what it is needed to be. Do you understand? What people expect it to be. Now, the third part of it is where I'm going to be sharing with you the real how to go about creating this CV with the link I'm going to be dropping on my description box, right? When you go to the description box, you're going to get that particular link. I'll show you how you can use that link, how you can make use of it and get a good CV out of it. Then the third part, I'll be talking about ATS, right? Most of us don't know about ATS, and it's very, very important that we know it. Either I will talk about ATS before I now give you one of the most important things you need to know that is not supposed to be included in your CV. I think this is a tip. I will urge you to look out for these tips and stick to this video to the end, because this video is filled and packed with a lot of information. You may not afford to lose them when you skip. So now let me go straight to the second one. Sorry if I'm looking down on my some certain things I've jotted down here, because some of the information I dish out here before I come, I already studied it and I already gathered much info on it, and that is why I don't just come to create content, I come to teach, and I make sure that I do the teachings in a way that even a layman will practically understand when he or she wants to go into it. So when we talk about CV, the components of your CV, what are those things that are supposed to be on your CV? Number one is your personal details. Now, when you are drafting your CV, your personal details is very, very important, because this personal details is what is used in representing you. Your name, your email address, your phone contact, your LinkedIn link, if you have any. If you don't have, you can still leave it there. So these are the things that are very, very important that you need to include. Now, the second one is your professional summary. People don't really go about this. People don't really know about this. I call it professional summary because it looks more professional to use that word, professional summary. Some will come and use the word about me. Do you understand? Some will use the word about. Some will use some will just use objective. But your professional summary, if I may give you a kind of a concise definition of what it should be, your professional summary should be that part of your CV that defines you. Listen and listen carefully. It should be that part of your CV that defines you. It should contain what you can offer to the company, your experience. Do you understand? The experiences you've had. It should contain your skills that you're offering them and what you're capable of, your personality, your achievements you have made so far. But remember, all these things I've said may be, large when you try to incorporate all of the experiences or everything we can offer to the company. So that is why it is called summary. You need to present yourself in a few words, as small, in a few way that somebody can just look at it and take a glance at it and understand the kind of person you are. I don't know if you're getting what I mean. So it should be a summary. Maybe one paragraph is enough. One short paragraph is enough for you to define who you are, what you're offering to the company, the experiences you have had that can make you stand out, among those you're competing with in that particular job. Why should this company hire you? What are the qualities? What are your qualifications? And what are the skills you're bringing on table that others don't have? What differentiates you? What makes you outstanding when others are standing? Right? So these are the things you should incorporate in your professional summary. And when you do that, a person, a HR that just looks at it to say, okay, this person really knows what he or she is doing, and may not necessarily need to start going down every other thing, except maybe he or she is looking for extra points. Do you understand? So it is very, very important that we structure our personal summary, our professional summary very well, because if your professional summary is not good, it may lead to your CV being thrown to the trash. But if your professional summary is good enough, the HR can say, okay, let's look at his qualification more. Let's go into details. That is why that professional summary should be so catchy, should be so interesting. No error should be made there. And when you're making the professional summary, please remember, many of us made the mistake. I did the mistake when I started my job hunt, right? I made the mistake, and this mistake is what people all normally make. And what are these mistakes? When you're writing your professional summary, please don't use personal pronouns. Personal pronouns like I am a qualified and exceptional receptionist, right? You don't use that I am. You can say an exceptional receptionist. Do you understand? Qualified in so and so with 10 years experience and all that. You are trying to define yourself. So you limit the use of personal pronoun like I am. You understand? All those kind of personal pronoun. Me. All those kind of personal pronoun. Limit it in your CV. It is not all that good and cannot make your CV to be professional. Then the second part of your CV, which should be second component of your CV, is your qualification. right? Your qualification comes in. This is the place you are going to tell us the trainings you've passed through, the academic activities that have molded you and given you the needed experience you needed for that job, right? The studies you have undertaken, the qualification you've gotten either in university, tertiary, or any other place, you must have gotten this qualification. Even if you are not if you did not attend formal education, maybe you attended informal education, like some of us that had apprenticeship program, some of us that did, some of you that may have done vocational courses, every training you've undergone so far, formal and informal, list them here. But make sure that when you're listing them, you're listing those ones that are most relevant to that particular job, that can give you an edge. Now, the third one is your experiences. This is very, very important. Now, most of us make mistake in listing our experiences. Experience is very, very important when you're making a job application, because these people are looking for people who can actually help them, not people who can come and start costing them a kind of to start wasting material in a situation where you're working maybe in a company, construction company, or any of that, or may start costing them, making extra costs on them that will warrant them to start doing extra training. No doubt there are some companies that trains people, you understand, but most of them prefers people with experience, people who can just come in and adapt and assimilate themselves into the job. That is what they are looking at. So you listing your experience here, arrange them in order, either in descending or in ascending order is best. But I prefer you arranging them or listing them in descending order. What do I mean descending order? Start from the latest till the first experience you had so far. So while listing these experiences, you must include date. Include the date you started and the date it ended. Most of us were not articulate enough. For instance, somebody will say he started a job from 2019 to 2020. That one ended. Then the second job, he listed another. Remember, when you're making it, you have to write the name of the company you have had that experience in. Write the date you started and the date it ended. Also, in that experience, it is very, very important that you write the achievements you made in that particular company. Writing the achievement, for instance, you are a cleaner in a particular company. You worked from 2019 to 2020 in ABC company. Now, what was your achievement in that particular company? You can say that as a cleaner, I helped kept the office clean. I helped keep the office very clean. Do you understand? Now, I helped the company I worked in to achieve 75% rate of customer satisfaction. Remember, when you are listing your achievements, make sure that number one, your achievement is measurable. Very, very important. You don't just say you help the customer to achieve satisfaction and all that without putting the measurable indices that can be used to measure what your achievement is like. Put the percentages. For instance, you help the company to generate 15% increase in their revenue, generate revenue that is 15% greater than what they have been getting previously. So these are very, very important for you to point out in your CV. And most people are getting rejection because they are not there. And another thing why you should be putting all these things is because the next topic I'll talk about, I'm going to tell you why you should be doing it, right? So let me go straight to the third one, the fifth component of your CV. The fifth one should be your skills, right? Now, your skills here is very, very important for you to list. Sometimes skills are even more important than experience, but I don't think you can be able to acquire much skills without much experience as well, right? So it's possible anyway, because you may undergo some training that can even help you to acquire experience, but that experience will be more valid when you must have utilized it, and that skills will be more valid when you must have utilized it in some jobs that is gaining more experience. So the skills are very, very important, and always know the skills that are relevant to the job you are applying. How do you know the skills that are relevant to the job you're making application to? Number one is check out the job description of that job. The job you want to apply to, check out the job description. Under that job description, there is no company, 99.9% of companies that post positions they are looking out for always puts out the skills they are looking out for in their employees, right? Go through that description. Use your pen and paper, write down those skills that they have listed that they are looking for. Then use them and include them in your CV. It's going to help you a lot. Now, apart from that, there is another way of doing it. Maybe you don't know the company you are applying for. You have not seen job you want to apply for, but you want to create your CV. Now, this is how to do it. For instance, you want to make a CV for, let me say, customer care service job, right? So what you will do is go to Google, type customer care service job CV format. It will show you the format they use in writing those things, but that format is not really my main topic here. What I'm trying to point out here is the skills you actually needed. So what you will do is go online, go to Google and type skill for customer skills, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. So the skills are divided into two. This is what I want to point out to you. You need to write down the soft skill and also the hard skills. These are the two types of skills every company is looking at. Go online, browse about the soft skills and the hard skills needed in that particular job. Maybe you can include 4 hard skills and 5 soft skills, or 4 soft skills and 5 hard skills, whichever one you want, depending on the space you have on your CV. Some countries need you to add reference. That's the 7th component of your resume. But professionally, it's not all that professional to include it, right? Yes, it's not all that professional to include it, especially when you're making international applications. When you're making international application, it's not all that relevant for you to start adding it. Any company that needs reference can ask you to present your reference, and then you can go ahead and bring those references. Now, the next part of this particular video is going to be what I tag the ATS. You know what ATS means? The ATS and how ATS affects your job application in rejection of your CV. Now, ATS simply means Applicants Tracking System. What does this thing do? For instance, there are many companies that post out job out there. They post out job, they are looking for maybe 2 applicants for a particular position. But you know how these things work. 500 persons may apply for that position, and a HR who have maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, do you understand, and limited time, because a HR may have other things he or she is doing. But that application is also part of our duty. He or she may not have all the time in the world to start screening down 500 or 1,000 applicants that apply for just a job they are looking for 2 persons. Now, some of them have the system in place, the ATS. They have it in place. And how does this ATS work? It screens out people who their CV is not in line with what it has been set to get. Do you understand? For instance, your CV, that particular system has things that it has been designed to look at and catch up. Any CV it finds that particular criteria on is going to bring it to the right. Anyone that it doesn't find those criteria it has been set up for, it will take it to the left, and that is throwing it to the trash. Now, the system now are looking out for, number one, they have given it a list of soft skills that is needed for that job. They have given it a list of hard skills that are needed for that job. They have also set the system according to the CV format they actually needed. They have also set the system, the qualification Do you understand? And some of the details that should be included in your CV that the machine or that system is looking out for. So when your CV gets to that system and it doesn't match those things they are looking for, do you know what happens? Your CV gets to trash. And maybe they will set it to scrutinize. Out of that 1,000 application, only the system is going to bring it down to maybe about 15 or 10 to be easier for the human resource person to be able to now bring out the human part of it and do the remaining work. That way, it's now easier. The system has done the work from 1,000 to 10 persons, and your CV may be among the from 1,000 to 10 persons that were taken out. Do you understand? So only those people who take that time to look out in the description box the skills needed and included it in their CV the way it should be included, both the soft skill and the hard skill and the experiences needed, they are the ones that are going to be left out. And these are the people that the HR will now say, okay, out of that 10, she may screen it down to 5. And out of those 5, they will now schedule interview for them. This is how it works. And most of us are not aware that this particular thing happens. Most of us are not aware that this is how this thing goes. We keep on making mistakes without knowing. So if you are making your CV, if you're drafting your CV, please make sure you put all these things into consideration. All right, welcome back. Now we are going to talk about, I'm going to give you the tips of those things you are not supposed to include on your CV. Right? These things sometimes we see them as normal, but if you're making international applications, it is not normal. It is not expected to be in your CV. Do you understand? Most of us scale through with them, but I am telling you the standard that is needed, that is not supposed to be. And what are those things? Number 1, some personal details. I made the mistake I myself when I started. If you some of my CV, it is there, but when I upgraded to a level and understand that this is how these things work, I started making corrections on my personal CVs. Now, what are these things? Some of your personal details are not meant to be. For instance, I got to review a lady's CV she sent to me to review for her. In that CV, after writing her name, she still went down and write Ni Okwara something something. There is no need for that. Do you understand? Now, another thing is, you don't need to start including your date of birth. It is not needed, right? It is not needed. You don't need to start including I am from Ikeduru, Imo State, blah blah blah. It is not needed. Though you may include your country. Do you understand? Even though you may or may not include your country. Do you understand? Put your personal details that are needed are your name, your email address, means of contacting you. Do you understand? Every means you know that is valid for those people to use and contact you, make sure it is very, very correct. So putting your date of birth, your local government, putting something like NI, all those marital status, and your race is not needed. Right? It is not needed, and we must try to make these corrections in our CV if we want to see it getting that attention we actually needed. Then the next one is your relevant skills and qualification, right? Okay, your relevant skills. Most of us make this mistake because we know that sometimes we are not all that stable. The economy is not stable, and as a result of the economy not being stable, we ourselves are not stable, because it's only a stupid man that will remain in a particular place stagnant forever without trying to change position, right? So that is why at times you may see somebody who have done the job of a cleaner. After a while, he started doing an administrative job. After a while, you see him doing a mechanic job. After a while, you see him doing a warehouse job. Did you understand? And when such person is asked to draft a CV, if the person is not intelligent enough or don't have the information, you will see him including all these experiences in his CV. It is very, very irrelevant. For instance, maybe he had experience as a warehouse keeper. He had experience as a cleaner. He had experience as a mechanic. He had experience as a tailor. He had experience as a teacher, and he's actually applying for the job of a warehouse keeper recently. So there is no need start presenting yourself as a mechanic, as a welder, and all those experiences you've had that are not in line with that particular job you are applying to. It is not actually going to make you to be more fitted for that job. Rather, it will make you to lose, to lose points on getting that particular job, because it shows that you are not stable. Do you understand? You are not all that stable in that particular field, except maybe these jobs are related and the skills in these 2 jobs or 3 jobs you have done so far are related. Do you understand? The needed skills are related, and the activities in these jobs are also a kind of related, that the experience you have here can help you do better in the current job you're making your application for. That is the only time you can include all those experiences. But if they are not related, please don't. Even if it's one experience you have, it is better you put it there than putting lots and lots of experiences that are very, very different and not relating to the current job you're making your application to. So these are the things that have made some of us not really getting the attention we need as regards to our job application. And if you have listened to this video to this point, I believe I've been able to make sense to you. I believe I've been able to kind of add to your knowledge. Why not give us a thumbs up? Why not subscribe to our channel? Share this video to those you feel that need the information. And without wasting much of our time, I will take you on the CV making process. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you so that I will show you how you can actually draft the CV. Check on the description box of this particular video. You are going to see all the videos I've made so far, the ones that can help you. Go ahead and watch them. On the description box as well, you are going to see the link to this CV format that I'm actually going to do now. You will see the link. Click on the link and then you can as well draft your CV through it. I am not that people that will ask you to bring money for me to draft your CV. I do everything I can to help people. I don't collect any dime from them. I don't ask you for anything. The only thing I ask is that you get the information, act on it. And I believe that when all of us are growing and are able to achieve our dreams, the world is likely going to be a better place for us. So why don't you share this love with someone else? Share the video and let people also get the video. Alright guys, welcome to the practical aspect of this lesson or this teaching. Now if you log in, if you click on that link on the description box, this is where it's going to bring you to create your EUROPASS CV, right? It's going to bring you here. You click, are you seeing where I'm pointing at, right? If I point at here, it will bring me to create my CV. I want to create my EUROPASS CV. So I click on create my EUROPASS CV. You scroll down. When you scroll down, you'll still see EUROPASS CV. That is what I want to do. Now, are you seeing it? You have many options. Either you can start from your profile. If you want to create your profile, you create. If you want to do it from your library, you want to import your CV, you can. But what I want to do now is to create. So when we log into create, so here is it. You select your language, which language you want. English is there. The date format is already here. So for some of us that will want to our picture, put our picture, you click here and then upload the picture you want. Then your name, you can select your name here. I just want this to be fast. So this is about you, or what I call your professional summary. This is where you define yourself. I have already explained what to write here. If you've not watched the video from the beginning, go and watch it. After filling everything about you, your professional summary or about you, then you come down here, select dates. All those ones are self-explanatory. So you select your date of birth, your gender, then your nationality. Where are you from? Let me see, from Cameroon. I'm a Cameroonian here. So you scroll down, Please, your email address should be very correct. Make sure your email address is correct. Then your phone number. This phone number, is it home? We always use mobile, right? So if it's your home number, you can put, then select country code. Since where I'm currently, or where I put as my home is Cameroon, I can just write Cameroon. This is the dialing code of Cameroon. Then your social media, if you have a LinkedIn, you put your LinkedIn, then paste your LinkedIn link here, right? I just pasted this link. I'm assuming that is my LinkedIn link. You paste it. If you don't have, you can leave it empty. Then instant messaging. If you want them to instant message you on WhatsApp or Skype or whichever one you want, you can put it. Most of this, whichever one, popular one, maybe WhatsApp. Then you now put the WhatsApp phone number you need. After that, you scroll down. Website, if you have a website, you put your website. If you don't have, you skip it. Then come here, your address, right? Type of address. Is it home address? Is it your work address that you want to put? Most of us normally use our home address, so you can see you are using this already. So what you do, fill in the address I will need to use. You scroll down again, fill in everything, your postal code, your city, the country. I keep using Cameroon as an example. So you click on save, right? In case there is any other thing that is not here that you may want to include, you can click on add and then add it. Then you click on save. When you click on save, no thanks, I don't want. So when you click on save, it is saved here. Then you add the next section. Remember, the next section, you can either select if you have enough work experience that is in line with what is needed in that particular job, you can select work first. But if you don't have enough work experience and you have enough qualification, you can start with education and training, right? Then let's start with work experience. You can now add your work experience, add section. Then occupation head, for instance, let's say administrative assistants. Let's say administrative assistant was the last position I held. I always tell you to start from descending to ascending order. Start from the latest employment you had to the first employment you had. So here I'm putting administrative. So who is your employer? Choose an alternative name for this occupation. You can choose alternative name if you have that. Who is your employer? Let me say XYZ is my employer, or let me say Federal Communication is my employer, or was my employer. Then which city is this? Let me say Dallas. Right? Then country, what country is it? Bulgaria. Let me say Bulgaria. That's where the company is. Remember guys, this is just an example. Island, whichever one. This is just an example, right? I'm just using this as an example. Then you come here to date you started the work, the month you started. Let's say we started on September. Which year did you start the work? Let's say we started in 2019, and till when. If actually this is still ongoing, maybe you are still working in this company, you click here, you click on ongoing, then there will be no need for you to start filling this one. Then if actually you have ended here, you can click, you can put the date you stopped working here, or your contract finished here, right? Say we finished here in 2023, September 2023. So that is that guys. So when you come here, you add remember, maintenance of computer. For instance, you put the achievement, you describe what you do in this company, what your achievements were, and what you have been able to achieve. Remember, I have explained how you're going to do all that by putting a quantifiable evidence. So that is just that. So when you fill it in, you come down and save. You save it. Then you add the next section. If you still want to add more experience, maybe you had experience in 3 or 4 or more companies, you still click on add experience, then fill in the same thing we have just filled. Then when you finish, you come here, you click on save. When you finish, you click on save. Then add another section. Remember, another section you are going to add, you will select it from here. We have already selected work. Let's select education. Now your education is all your qualification. You click on add section, you add it. Now all your qualification, let's say you had a BSc, in administration, so it's already there. So Frutal University, Frutal University, Ondo. I'm just using all this. So does the school have a website? If you know the website of the school, you put it here. Then city where the school is located, let me just put this. Then country where the school is located, let me just put Bulgaria. Guys, I'm just putting whatever that comes to my head, please. So here, from which date to which date did you attend this program? Let's say you started this program on the 18th of September, right? 18th of September 2020, let's say 2012, and you ended the program on the 30th. You ended the program on the 30th of August 2016. So but if the program is still ongoing, remember, you can click here and leave to fill this one. Then you click on save. Then the next thing, guys, if you still have a lot of qualification, you can keep clicking here, add qualification until you finish all the certificates you have, all the training you must have gotten. You keep clicking there until you are done imputing all of them. Then you click on save. Then after this section, we go to the next section. The next section is your skills. You can put your skills. The digital skills you have. You click on digital skills and click on it. You can now add the digital skills you have. For instance, freelance exchange is a digital skill. Let's see, Word, Microsoft, Excel, PowerPoint, and all that knowledge you have it, you include it. So you keep including until maybe you have finished all the experiences you've had. So what do you do next? What you do next is just, you can either, if you want to group it, you can still group it, then you save. So the next section, guys, is here. You come here, add maybe your communication and interpersonal skills. So you just select whatever you know here that can make your CV to be outstanding. Your hobbies, your driver's license if you have, projects you have completed, if you have any recommendation, volunteering works you have done, whatever it is. When you click on whichever one it is. For instance, honors and award. When you click, you add. Once you've selected all this, you save it. So now our CV is almost ready. We'll move to the next. So here we want to edit the CV. We want to edit the CV. What template do we want the CV to be on? Is it this template? Is it this template? Is it this one? Is it this one? How do you want the CV to look like? For me, maybe I'll select this one. EUROPASS, please and please, we need to always remove this logo. It's not good for you to leave the EUROPASS logo here, so you click on no. That's how to remove the EUROPASS logo. Add page number, no. So guys, after selecting this, what I'm doing now is you can see I'm on selecting the template. We have selected the template. I'm just doing this for a sample, so I'll click on next. So it's loading. So here is our CV, is ready. Whatever you put here is going to be here. So I didn't put much details, I just have to put it this way. So whatever information you must have filled, that information will be here. So what you will do now is for you to save it. Alright, now you are done. So what you need to do now, once you get to this stage, you're already done. Choose a name for your CV. Now you can choose a name for your CV. You can write it here so that you will use it to know the CV. Then once you finish, what you will do is you click on download and your file will be downloaded. Then once your file is downloaded, you go to your wherever you saved the file and find it there, and that is how your CV gets to be yours. So thank you so much for watching.